Welcome to Lost Culture, your one-stop destination for everything pop culture. My name is Aston, and today we're going to do a full review and a recap for The Flash Season 3, Episode 6, Shades. Now, in this episode, I actually really enjoyed this episode. So, go ahead and get into it. We had a lot going on. We got Julian and Barry are no longer friends. Like, all the progress they made in the last episode, it just vanished. I don't know. We don't know what happened, what's going on, but we just know these two are no longer on the same path anymore. Like, they're just no longer friends anymore. I'm like, damn, like, what happened? Like, what? Last time we seen these two, they were out going out for drinks together. This week is just, I got a girlfriend. I don't tell you everything, Mr. Barry, or Mr. Allen. I'm like, oh, God, how they slide back so fast? Now, going on that, we see Barry is actually I don't want to say promoted, but he's definitely moved over to the metahumans full time. So maybe there's going to be a third forensic artist to come in to take over regular day-to-day stuff. But we see Barry is now on full-time metahuman stuff. So that's, I don't know, that's definitely going to get under Julian's skin. And going on from there, we see, like, that's the first time we see that Joe and Selena are actually going out on a date. Like, basically going out to movie night with him and the kids, which doesn't really turn out too well. It's not even with his kids, but we see that's the plan. We find out Selena had a child also, a lot younger than Joe's children. I think she said he was still in high school. Maybe she was 18 or something like that. So that's still pretty, like, Iris and Barry is, I'm pretty sure, like, in their mid-20s by now. And we see Wally's in college. So she might be close to Wally's age, but I feel like Wally might be around 20. But going on from there, we get to see these two are finally, like, linking up. And as we keep going, we see, actually, when the episode opens, we're opening with Wally actually saying the monologue from the beginning of the episode, giving us the I'm the fastest man in the world. I don't think he said the fastest, maybe he said the second fastest, but he definitely said something about the fastest man in the world. We see he's saving the girl with the yellow lightning bolts, and it was cool. It was cool. We get to see Wally. We get to see Kid Flash again. Now, everybody knows once you start seeing these dreams or seeing these memories, you're basically about to get your meta abilities back. So all the ways they told us that Wally could have got his abilities, we finally found out how Wally's getting his abilities. It's going to be through alchemy. And we see, once he tells Joe about this, Joe basically warned him. They have a whole family sit down. Wally basically tells him, like, look, you're okay with Barry having speed. And you're okay with Iris actually getting involved with this stuff. It's just the fact that you don't trust me, which isn't true. He actually hates when Iris gets involved. It's very frustrating for him. I think at this point he just gave into it, like she's grown and she's going to do what she want to do. So going on from there, we got to see we can see let's go to Harry first. We see Harry, HR, whatever you want to call him. We see HR has a new plan for Star Labs. We see he comes out and lets them know, like, look, we need to do something with Star Labs, because if we remain like this abandoned building, people are going to realize that you guys are actually helping the Flash. So what we should do is, to get ahead of it, we should turn Star Labs into whatever it is, and let me be the face of it. And that's when they actually let them know, like, look, you can't even go outside because people think you're a murderer. So as soon as you go outside, that's going to be all bad. Now with that being said, we see Barry's kind of like, but Harry's kind of like, what? Why would you guys not tell me I'm a murderer on this earth? And why wouldn't you guys put that in the message when you said that? You guys told me to come here for a fresh new start. And what can I say? Like, it made a lot of sense. Like, what? Like, how do you want to tell us that when you came here and you were fried? So that happens. We see he actually finds a way around it. He has, like, this little modulator that can change his face. Everybody else sees one person, but he can set it up so the team can see a different thing. And it's actually pretty cool. I like how they explain how he just brought it with him just in case. So obviously he's up to no good when he came. He just brought a face changer when he came and didn't even tell anybody about it. Now, I don't know how that's probably going to play into the future, but hey, hey. And we see, what else did he do? We see at that moment, that's when Cisco brings out the meta coupler, like basically turn off meta human powers. And we see Caitlyn actually steals it. I'm like, I knew Caitlyn was going to steal it as soon as like Cisco explained what they were. Now, we see when they come up missing, Cisco blames Harry right away. Like, Cisco, why are you blaming Harry? Why would Harry have a need for some metahuman cufflinks? Like, oh, maybe I'm Barry. But like, why would he need them for? Like, he said, like, I don't know anybody. I can't go outside. So what was the point of me having these cuffs? And turns out Caitlyn is wearing them. Like, it made a lot of sense. Caitlyn is wearing them. We see Caitlyn finally opens up about her abilities and tells Cisco that, hey, I have cold powers, but I'm afraid of becoming Frost, Killer Frost. And we see Cisco basically trying to console her, just talk to her. Oh, that's the reason you went to your mom. It's okay. You don't have to keep a secret from me. We've been friends close enough. Just because Killer Frost went evil, don't mean you're going to turn into Killer Frost. You're Caitlyn, like nothing bad happened to you yet, and this could be fine. Now, as soon as Cisco told everybody about her ability, I like, oh, this is gonna be the moment that turns it into. Now, every time Caitlyn gets mad, I'm just waiting for that one moment to push her over the edge and turn her into Killer Frost. Because we all know it's coming. We all know it's going to happen. Anytime she gets mad, Killer Frost is just right there on the verge of coming out. And it's crazy to see. So, I like seeing it. Like, I kind of wish they would have drew it out a little bit longer where only Cisco and Caitlyn knew about it. But at the same time, it had a lot going on in this episode. We see Wally is getting dreams, and now these dreams are starting to cause seizures. So what they did, like, they just locked him up in a pipeline while like Barry and Iris kept watch over him. And we see Harry and the rest of the gang all go to the movies. And when they go to the movies, we see that's the moment when the Shade attacks. And we see Wally's dreams go into full overload. They're hurting him. He's bad. And he wants out really bad. He definitely wants to get his abilities. You know, he's been thirsty for these abilities since we got back in episode 2. What were we like? We're only 4 episodes later. Like, it's only been 5 episodes, but Wally's been thirsting for these abilities. Like, he brought up the fact that Barry has abilities. He brought up the fact of Jesse. And he just like, look, are you trusting everybody with these abilities except for me? Like, what is going on? And we see like, I love the view that he had. Because when we're looking from Wally's eyes, we see alchemy is actually being scribbled on the window. But when we look at it from Iris's eyes, we do not see alchemy on the window. We're seeing that alchemy is all in Wally's head. Now, we see she finally let Wally out, and Wally takes kind of like a swing at her. So for this moment, I had to give Iris Speed Force moment of the week. Because as soon as Wally threw that punch, she ducked, came back up, and gave him that cross. And Wally just went to sleep. Like, Wally don't have oh my God, Wally has a glass jaw. I can't believe he just took one punch and he was out. Maybe the dreams were taking a physical toll on him. Maybe all the seizures were getting to him. I don't know. But he just took that one punch and he was out for the count. Like, there was Wally. We need to get you in the gym. We're going to have you out here fighting crime. So we got that happening. We see Barry goes out, he uses the Caitlyn takes off her compression cuffs, and she gives him the barrier just to save the day. I'm glad to see we had the whole team to work out for this one. And at that moment, she kind of exposes her ability. She doesn't expose it, but she basically has to come clean with the whole team about her abilities. Now, she doesn't, but Cisco does. I'm like, yes, here comes the here comes the frost. And it didn't happen. We see she basically forgives Cisco. All the team just talking to her like, look, everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna work with you. We're gonna figure this out. Like, this is what we do. We're a team. We don't need to keep secrets from each other. And one thing I did hate about this episode was when Wally and Iris got mad at Barry. They were like, how come you didn't tell us about this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he gave y'all a choice. He asked you guys, did you guys want to know about your past lives? And what did you guys say? No. So how the hell you get mad at him for not telling you something that happened in Flashpoint when you told him you didn't want him to know? He asked you, like, do you guys want to know? Your exact words were, no. We decided as a group, we do not want to know. And I'm like, I knew Wally was going to be mad about it. Just off the fact, Wally's been thirsty for powers. So once Wally found out he had abilities in Flashpoint, he was definitely going to be mad. Like, Wally, man, you had a choice. You turned her down. Go. So now, getting back to the story, and we see my favorite part though. It had to be like the Killer Frost versus versus Cisco. I like seeing Cisco. I like seeing that fight. I like how you see him just melting the ice and everything. It was a pretty cool just to see the vibe. And see all the Vibe's abilities going on in that fight. Now after everything is done, we see they actually decide to use Wally as bait. Now, I didn't think this was a good idea. I did wonder before, how come they just don't use Wally as bait? Now, yeah, just follow Wally to get alchemy, but hey, they ended up deciding doing it. We see that Joe calls in the whole SWAT team. We see they call in Julian, but Julian does not show up. I feel like this is a red herring. So everybody's been expecting Julian to be the bad guy, and I feel like that was just a red herring. We'll find out next week though if he's truly Dr. Alchemy. I don't think he is. He might be the Speed Force. That might be another reason why he doesn't like Barry, because of the Speed Force. But besides that, nah. Now, we see they're going in here. We see Wally is scared. And that's when Barry tells him, look, I'm scared too. That's how I stay on point so I don't get hurt. It's just don't get overconfident and just being scared in the moment. Now, because we see Wally was not scared when he had his abilities in Flashpoint. That's kind of what got him killed. He was just overconfident. Now, going on to here, we see Wally goes in with Barry. We see her taking their time, and we see Dr. Alchemy and his two cronies. Obviously, the cronies were, I don't know what kind of abilities his cronies had, because Wally was able to defeat one on his own. I think Joe shot the other one. Barry took down Alchemy. And then at that moment, we see that whitish, bluish Speed Force, lightning. But it was weird because maybe it's all in his head. Because, how do I want to explain it? Because, alright, we see the Speed Forces just running around, zooming around. No, it can't be. It might have been Barry knocking them out. Because in the moment, no one else could see the Speed Force. And it might be because Barry's the only one who has Speed Force in him, but no one else could see it. We see when Wally had alchemy affecting him, only he could see it. You get what I'm saying? So Barry couldn't catch up to it. We know anytime maybe Barry was knocking out everybody. It's just me going out on a leap. But I feel like that whole time that was Barry knocking everybody out, and he's imagining it, because when Barry was getting held inside the air, when we zoomed out, no one else seen him being held up by an individual. it was only Barry. And, that wouldn't work either because that's the hand we seen when Rival got killed. So that kind of blows that one. Yeah, maybe he is really there, but that was that same Flash. We see all that is happening. We see Alchemy is not the true bad guy here, and it was weird nobody else could see Savitor except for Barry because maybe he is just too fast. Maybe he's just that fast. So if he's that flat, like they're gonna have to find a way to get Barry even faster, which is weird because that's gonna be. I don't know how this is gonna work, honestly, because it's gonna cause so many problems if Barry gets that fast when he can actually run faster than cameras now. Because then it's gonna be weird when new individuals come in and they're just crazy, like amazingly fast, faster than Barry, and Barry's been training to get this fast. So I don't know how this is gonna work. That's my biggest issue right now, but it's crazy how fast he was, and I love his design though. I do really love his design. I love maybe Savitor is causing all this. He called himself a Speed Force god, so maybe he himself is causing all this because of what Barry did in the Speed Force. We don't know if he's actually a god at the moment. Or we don't know if he's actually just an individual, but we definitely know he's pretty fast. He I don't know how he got over here, but he definitely is affecting the world. Now we see when Barry's tied up with Savitor, we see the stone that Dr. Alchemy was actually holding is calling out to Wally. Now, so maybe Dr. Alchemy was just not really that individual we seen, but more just the stone. The stone is what is the true source of his abilities. And whoever gets maybe an artifact or a relic, whoever grabs it is basically has the abilities of Dr. Alchemy. Kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but like with that, so we see once Wally grabs it, we see he goes into like his Speed Force cocoon or whatever you want to call it, a pod, amber, kind of like an old amber. You see you see old mosquitoes are in from the dinosaur years. But we see he's in this amber type thing. He's definitely wrapped in Speed Force. We see the red and yellow is inside of it. And I don't know how long it takes for him to get out of his amber, but he's definitely in it. We see that I don't know if he's going to be evil or good, though. That's the question. We don't know how he's going to use his abilities now that he has them. We know Alchemy is still going to be calling out to him because when Rival got his abilities, he was still being called out. And it seems like all these people are being told to attack Barry through Alchemy. But I don't know, because Magenta actually got over hers. So I don't know. But we see that happen. And I don't really know what's going on with these abilities. But only next week we'll find out more. That's going to be episode 7. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. I'll be doing my recap for Arrow tomorrow. Thank you guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for the videos so your friends can see. And as always, stay lost.